Morning guys, it's time did. Sorry, I'm just having some problems with my OBS studio. Don't know what's going on with it today. It's not working. Signal's gone down, I think. But yeah, the chat should be up now and working. Let's see how this comes out. Right, anyway, what I was doing, I was marking out for today, right? So we're starting on the bonds, bearish daily profile. We had a change of state delivery below previous day's low. Okay, so this indication that the market's going to keep pushing down. We've got a target. We've got targets here. There's lots of sell side liquidity to be taken out here if we're going to carry on pushing down. Why do I look at the bond market? If I'm looking at, I look at the bond market because the currency market should follow suit. But what we do have to take into account is that it is Friday. We've pushed down for the whole of the week, so we could see Friday close back within the range. We've got a weekly cycle going on at the moment. Not at the time that I want to see 7 a.m. though, so the move's already been made. Anyway, let's just have to bear with me. I'm on a bit of a catch up. Higher time frame analysis. We're on a monthly here. We could see price rebalance. We're on the third week of the month. We've rejected the previous month's high. Okay, so we've got sequential. We've got a monthly cycle there as well, because 6B and 6E are above and 6S are below. And we've closed back below 50% here. That means the other end of the range would be our target. Let's just mark that out. Key level for our higher time frame draw of liquidity. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Right, possible 3 candle model happening here. This is a thick full body candle to the upside. We haven't taken no liquidity. Got something. We pulled into this gap though, this fair value gap with this. You can see here. Right, pulled into the gap. Maybe we could make a break lower. We'll find out if the 3 candle model is actually in play if we get a change of state of delivery on this week. So we'll find out how the closes this week on Friday today. Previous candle on the week 3's distribution. So we're looking for a distribution in the direction. If that was the first week expansion XAMD, so we're probably expecting a move to the downside suit. Bullish weekly candle. Bullish weekly candle. 6S near didn't take the high. I thought it did. Also, stuff I'll be looking at now is the open of the week. See how we act around that. Reject. retest, and we've come back. I think this is the retest here on Wednesday. Bearish daily profile. Change state of delivery below the previous day. Okay, so this would indicate for me we're looking for sells above the open. I think 6S has taken the low. Okay, so if 6S has taken the low, we've got a weekly cycle. Let's draw out the 50% of the previous day's range. It's potential targets. It's been a very bleak few weeks geopolitically. The war has driven the sentiment to risk off, and it's just not been as fruitful for us traders. But, well, for my particular model anyway, the scalping model was still there, but it's not. You know, I prefer my baby timed edge. There was a few setups, and then that actually became a bit thin as well. It was just a lot. There's been a lot of uncertainty in the market, so I'm thinking that the VIX is coming down now. We could start to see price start giving us more setups in the way of cracks and correlation, etc. 6S traded below. %50 of the previous day's range. Let's just have a little look for the higher time frame CRT. Thick full body candle into the zone. Like I say, there could be a weekly CRT 3 candle model there. 1, 2, 3, all the way back down. But we know that CRT does perform sometimes with more candles, so this could just be closed below and then we'll just continue back down, and we'll probably use that as a draw of liquidity, sell side below that low, and then sell side below this low as the monthly low. Friday, continuation. Let's see. We'll go on a 15-minute now. See if see what Asia's done. Whether we've expanded. Sorry, excuse me. Whether we've been expanding or not. I like to manually do this. Reminds me of why I'm doing it. XAMD, AMDX, profiling the day. It's not 100% accurate, nothing is, but it gives me an idea of what's going to happen. Anyway, right, Asia's marked. Okay, so Asia's ranged, I think. Yeah, we've got a range in Asia. What does that mean? If Asia's range, we expect a manipulation and the wick to be formed in London. Since we've got nothing happen, no manipulation happening, we could get a daily cycle on 6S there. Okay, so maybe 6S goes down and takes Asia low. It's already swept the liquidity there. So maybe Asia low gives us a daily cycle at 8 o'clock, time for a swing point to form in the markets when liquidity comes in. So that's a possible play there. Let me just check the Friday 7 a.m. Oh, we had that was what that was then. We had that little push up. That was pound news at 7 a.m. Same. So there's no key event. We're just gonna wait. I think Asia low down there is gonna be a possible daily cycle. There was something in here yesterday. Let's just walk through this while we're here looking at that, and then we'll quickly mark out the index market. Daily cycle. Here yesterday's trade I took, 6 hour. Low. Let's replay, start new. So we've got the low there, 10 a.m. cracking correlation there. First crack starts to appear. 6E is below. Then you know what I want to look for. I want to look for the 1 hour CRT model. Okay, so let's mark the low of that candle. Drop down to the 1 minute time frame. And we're looking for a microcycle below 1 hour low. Okay, so the low's in there on one of the assets. Right, let me just mark that. Let's play price. Okay, so was that the first candle that broke? I think it was. No, it wasn't. All right, okay. Anyway, we're still waiting for a micro cycle. Good morning, sir. So yeah, I was looking for a microcycle here. I don't know how the stream is, my friend. It seems to be dropping a lot of frames. Anyway, yeah. So we're looking at this. Yesterday's setup. I've been away for a little bit. I'm looking for a microcycle below this 1 hour. 1 hour low is marked by the white line. Okay, so the first candle didn't actually break, but we're still waiting for the next micro. Let's play price when we get this. Okay, so now we're looking for a precision swing point to form. We've had the micro below the previous hourly range low. We're waiting for a precision swing point. I think it was this one here. Yeah, it was this one. This was a precision swing point. You cover the low, one tick. My first target was up here. Second target was, let me just go out to the 1 hour. So there's liquidity above that there. Okay, alright, oh, fair enough. At least it looks alright then. Happy days. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just going over a trade I took yesterday. I wasn't live because I was just my first day back for a long time. Anyway, right, 1 hour CRT. Okay, we've got the precision swing point here. This was the crack, this candle. So sell, buy stop above. Get put into the thing, into the position, and then the price starts to trade above. I think my first target was hit. I got out above this high here. Something like 6R, yeah. Anyway, first day back, 6R, it's not bad. The model seems to be working again, which is good news. After a little short break, let that play, and I think eventually it does hit target. But I just wanted to break that down and why I was taking that trade. That was a daily cycle. It's been very, very thin recently in the last few weeks. That's why I took a break, and I'll come back. Decided to come back anyway. Let's fast forward price to current price. We're having a daily cycle now in, or I'm hoping for a daily cycle to come in on 6S. Let's get rid of that white line. So if 6S takes Asia low, then we get a daily cycle. We're go hunting for the 1 hour CRT. It's coming up to 8 AM. I'm a bit late marking up this. Let's get rid of Asia's range yesterday. And if you can see as well, oh yeah. Okay, so we're on the index market, but if you're looking at the currency and index market at the same time, they're de-pegged a bit because we've got an expansion to the upside on index and we've got an expansion lower on the currency market, which is a good indication as the VIX is coming back down now to 20. Risk is flowing back into the market. You can see over the last few days, I don't know what the hell's happened with NQ, like 9 up days in a row or something like that. But now we're probably going to see some accumulation if we go up onto the daily. Okay, so what's likely to happen now? All-time highs. We're probably going to see some accumulation and rebalance of price. When I'm on the index market, I look at a monthly. Okay, so we had a bearish monthly close on the 4th. Let me just fill out this. uncertain times. It's been a bit crazy recently. So bearish monthly profile. Let's go on a weekly. Clear bullish weekly profile on all the assets. It's week 3. We have NQ and YM above previous week's high. So let me just draw this out. We got SMT there. Okay, so what does that mean? It means if we start to close, a draw of liquidity would be 50% of the previous week's range. If we get down there, at the moment, I just think we're accumulating. We could get a 3 candle model for previous week, for next coming week. So we could get something like this: thick full body candle, 3 candle pattern. Okay, so this becomes some kind of target in there, possibly. But that doesn't have to happen in 3 candles. That could happen in 4 or 5. Daily time frame. What's the daily profile? So previous daily profile is a range. We haven't changed the state of delivery above or below on any of the assets. We need 2 out of the 3 assets to give me a clear indication, but we've got nothing. So range daily profile. We have got a hidden, but I don't want to see a hidden. The only hidden I like to see is when the liquidity's been taken. Okay, so all assets have taken a high, but we've got to close back below. So there's not divergences in the wick, there's divergences in the bodies. I don't like when we've got this, because liquidity still is resting above the high. So price will draw to that buy side liquidity above. Let's just check if there's any 3 candle models on the 6 hour. So we've got no higher time frame. CRT. Friday's function. could be to close back within the range. Let's have a little look at the price, what we've had so far. I mean, clear uptrend, been trending up. We're now probably going to find some accumulation. So yeah, maybe we could close back within the range of the previous week, of this week, sorry. Let's go on the 15-minute. Let's have a look at Asia. Profile the day. Looks like we've got a big expansion there on NQ. That could determine that we've Asia's expanded. We're expecting probably a bit of accumulation in London, unless we take out a higher time frame draw of liquidity. I think that was a bit of news yesterday at 6 o'clock that came in. But weekly cycle though, if a piece of key event risk takes previous day's high, it's a very strong indication that we're going to then close back down. So never be scared if you're trading and you see a piece of news take a level. Okay, yeah, so Asia's expanded across the board. It means London's probably going to accumulate. We've got no news today on the dollar. We've only had a bit of pound news at 7 AM, which really done nothing anyway. So we're following a weekly cycle. Oh, it's hidden. Yeah, I don't want to do anything. So it's not much to do on the index market at the moment. We're just going to wait and see what price does. Wait and see. Let's go back to currency futures market. We've got 10. It's 10 to 8. We're in a bearish daily profile. So if we're in a bearish daily profile, and 6S would need to close below this low in order for me to take a trade, unless we were in some kind of standard deviation level, because I need to see that, because we're trying to reverse the daily profile. So I need to see stacked confluence, and that would need to be a 2-part. So that would need to close there for me to look for a 1 hour CRT. At the moment we haven't got that close. I've got an alert there and we've got 10 minutes left of this candle, so ideally you'd want to see that break. Then we've got the first crack in correlation, then I would look for the second on the 1 hour. I'm going to run some live back testing this weekend Probably it's Sunday because I'm busy Saturday, but Sunday I'll be gonna go through some back testing. If the market's gonna come back, I'll go back through and test some timed edge model. I'm just gonna have a look at the scalp model quickly. I scalp on ES. This is just something I developed in a short period of time, just because the timed edge model become a little bit thin with the war. So I started looking for other ways to make money. So I just was looking at a scalping technique, 1 to 3 risk to reward, fixed, looking for inversions in the market, basically 1 minute inversion from and above this blue line. Basically this is the VWAP. But okay, so 6S has actually broke the low. Let's go back onto currency futures, see that price. Tell you what I better do. So nothing to do on the index futures market, currency market. We've got a daily happening now. It's nice if we start to get some buyers come in towards the end of this bar after taking the low. Mark out the 1 hour low. It's 6 minutes to 8. There's gonna be liquidity below that low there, so just have to be really careful what happens here. I don't want to see it break above previous hourly range. If it does, we'd have to break it down to the 15 minute. Let's see how 8 AM opens. Still got that daily cycle. Now we're looking for the 1 hour CRT. Oh, Excuse me. If we do take a long here, you could see previous day's range equilibrium hit. There's a good target there. Standard. You could use that standard deviation as well as a draw. .6e will be in a failure swing, so I want to see price really, if I'm going to take a long, because this would be the total soup entry here on the slightly higher time frame on the first crack, so there's going to be a lot of liquidity there. Also a point of interest would probably be the 50% of that wick there. What is that doing? Just mark out equilibrium there. Seeing 6S push lower now. That's what we want to see at the end of the bar. Just create that buying pressure to come in, gives us enough. Let's have a little look, see what we got here. Equilibrium of that wick matches up with, if we look at the 5 minute as well, it's going to be, yeah, there's a fair value gap there. It's a waiting game. For some reason it seems to be a little bit more stable now, the internet. Don't understand. This morning it just wasn't working. If this is the case and this is going to drop like this, more likely the first candle will break on one of the assets, right? If that happens, and I need to refine the entry a little bit and look for a little bit more confirmation. Either an inversion, wait for a second sequential SMT. Let's see what happens. So the low is in. Let's just mark the low. So I'm just trying to look at 6B. Open, low, high, close. We want to see price push down below previous range low, so we can push back up. Effectively creating our wick on this candle. Okay, so the first candle hasn't broke, but we also created a equals there. We're in the failure swing of 6E, so I'm looking to see if price is going to take this liquidity from there, which it is, I think. Yeah, there we go. We're taking that liquidity. Are we going to come back down? Oh, so we haven't got a microcycle anymore. The microcycle's gone. All the assets have taken the low, so there's no micro because 6E is just about to take this now. There's no setup. 802, there's no setup. If all assets wick below, we can look for an inversion with a 15-second inversion entry confirmation. If that is the case. So micro's gone, microcycle's gone. We are looking for possible inversion. I think that's more of a break. The inversion level would be here. It's been mitigated slightly there. You can see with that wick. It's not the cleanest inversion. I like to see price with a proper explosion and expansion through and disrespect opposing imbalances. Let's have a look on the hourly, see what's going on. See here, we've mitigated that. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, where is the next sell side liquidity pool going to come from? Probably, if we've taken wick below, we can probably see something maybe on the 15 at 8.15, depending how this closes. We could profile the 15-minute XAMD. Gives us an indication of what's going to happen in the hourly bar. Now we're seeing some buyers come in, which is a shame. But let's just play it. Let's just wait. It's patience is a virtue. There was going to be liquidity below that. We wanted price to take this low here, draw a bit higher. I wouldn't take anything if we're in a failure swing above the 50%. So it needs to come down into this level for me to take a trade long. There's a wick here that we've tapped into this, so it's not a clean inversion, and it's on all the assets as well. You see here we've cleaned that, maybe something above this high. Change the state of delivery like that, maybe. or we get 15-minute low with a new micro. We're going to the 15-minute. So first candle, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Still got 10 minutes left though. I'm going to quickly run and get something. I shall be back. I'll leave the stream running. Oh yeah, sorry, I just had to go and make myself a little bit of porridge and a coffee. Much needed. Price always returns to that wick. We'll see that now. Not bang on, but near enough. That's exactly where that price was going. Why price pulled into that level of level down there. Let's see on the 15-minute. Just seeing price push up now. I don't see, what's the time? We've got 1 minute 2. I can't see price coming back below that low, I've got to be honest with you. More likely we're going to see a break above, possibly, then a close back within the range. So maybe 8.45 we might see something take shape, manipulation or something like that. Haven't quite taken that level of liquidity there. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh, we did there. That's such a shame. That would have been a nice first stream back. Just took a long down here with a microcycle, but 6B invalidated the micro. So let's have a little look what the index market's doing. Not a lot. Stuck. I don't understand what's going on with the index market at the moment. Hopefully the stream's still okay. I don't know what was going on with that this morning. It's a waiting game. We haven't taken the high on the 15-minute. Which is a good indication if the price is going to continue up. Open, low, high, close, right? Open, low, high, close. Bullish bar. If that is the case. There's a last presented fair value gap in there. This has been mitigated. Don't know, maybe you could take something in there, 15 seconds. If it pulls in. But like I said, if it breaks the high, wicks the high, what's going to happen? Wick above, close below, or 50%, okay? That's what's happening now. So, alright, in that case, I'm going to come back at 8.45. I'm just going to eat my porridge. I shall see. That's the first hour done of today. Possibly going to come back at 8.45 if something materializes. If not, I'll jump on afternoon session. We had a bearish daily profile, so maybe something at 11:30 this morning. 11:30, 12 p.m. London time as well. It's GMT. Okay, alright, thanks guys, timed edge. I will be doing something this weekend, Sunday, some live back testing, so hopefully if you're in my Discord you can join. I'll probably do it on YouTube if I'm honest though, just to keep everything in one place.